Thank you.
You are fully.
Is there anything stronger?
If I could get into the Marquette suite, I could bring you something strong. I walked by and saw.
Well, you certainly need to with the online.
With two and with just other things.
Mm-hmm. Good evening. We'll hear from the coach with an opening statement, then questions for the student athletes. We'll then let them go and take questions for the coach. A reminder to please raise your hand with a question and wait for the microphone, and then start with your name, please, and media affiliation when called upon. If you are joining us by Zoom and have a question, please use the function to raise your hand. Coach Otzelberger. Opening statement, please.
Really, excuse me, sorry about that. I'm really proud of our guys. Competitive spirit from the start was there. Our defensive effort was terrific. We turned them over. We scored off turnovers. We knew that was going to be important for us to be successful. So I'm proud of our guys for putting that in play. And then our ball toughness was off the charts. These guys did a great job valuing the basketball. We needed every possession. Playing against the press is really tough, but the ball toughness and our ability to disrupt them defensively was huge. And then, man, these guys made some big shots, especially Tyrese there late. So all the credit to our players.
Coach, thank you. Questions for the student athletes, please.
Tyrese, over here. Go over that last shot you made, kind of the bailout three, kind of.
Just started with the confidence I had throughout the game. You know, I made a few, so just knowing that the guys around me trust me too. Man, clock running down, just getting to the shot that I normally take. So the rest was history for it.
At what point did you look up at the clock?
I looked at it the whole possession. I was trying to make sure I managed the whole possession. So I really was trying to get it to Zay, but you know, it came into my hands. So you know, I just shot the ball confidently.
Where do you get? You know, you're a freshman. You haven't played like one, obviously. But where do you get the moxie to come out here tonight and to dominate like you did?
I mean, it's March Madness. You know, everybody got one goal, and you got to go out there and play hard. And you know, that's just me playing myself. Like people say, freshman this, freshman that. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm a basketball player that's out there with other basketball players that's trying to compete and win. So I just go out there and do my thing.
Isaiah, or really any of you guys, it seemed like in those biggest moments when it got close, the defense would kind of lead to offense. It's been a theme like all season. What can you kind of say was the key to that tonight, and how did it really affect you down the stretch with those big shots?
I feel like getting stops gives us momentum. You know, we were focused on stringing stops together, really trying to shrink the floor for them. They got a bunch of athletes, a lot of guys that could really get downhill, drive the ball. So we just kind of tried to contain that, make them kick it out, and get contests on their jumpers. But it you know, stops are huge for us. You know, we get rebounds and we try to go.
Tyrese, it looked like every time you hit a three, you looked up at your family in the stands. What did it mean for you to have them here tonight?
It felt good, but I was looking for my grandma. She was in there. But, you know, I know the whole family was there. It just felt good. You know, just trying to go out there and get the win.
Caleb, can you walk us through the stretch where you hit the big three, and then you come down, you get the steal? And I think you guys had gone from having a 7-point lead or something like that. It got shrunk down. Then you go through that big stretch. I mean, what kind of happened on those two possessions?
You know, we just kind of ran a play for the three-pointer, obviously, and, you know, I'm not even the second option on that. So, you know, luckily, you know, Tyrese found me, got the open three, and like Isaiah said, you know, we were trying to play the gaps heavily because of how good they were downhill, and, you know, just sitting in the gap, and, you know, just one of those times he lost the ball, and I just was right there for it.
Yeah, Tyrese, Adam Rittenberg with ESPN. I mean, was this something that you kind of envisioned, a night like this at home, near your hometown, career high, all these sorts of records? Was it something that you pictured, or did it just happen that way?
I mean, it just happened. But you know, before a game, I'm pretty sure every player has a picture in their head what they want the game to look like. But you know, I just let the game come to me, and you know, I got the shots that was presented to me, and I just let them fly.
Isaiah, talk about your guy up there. Talk about Tyrese for a moment. I mean, tonight, the stage, you know, and how he performed.
He was one of the most excited guys in there before the game started. I mean, he's been like that all year. Like, no matter the implications of the game, no matter how big the game is, like, he's just ready to go out there, ready to be aggressive, and just going out there and having fun. He really doesn't let the moment get too big for him. He's always poised. He's always on to the next play and always ready to make a big play when we need it.
Billy Witz with the New York Times. Tyrese, I don't know much about your recruitment, but or your growing up, but were you a Wisconsin fan at all? And what do you imagine it's going to be like? I know they still have to win tonight, but what that would be like on Sunday?
I wasn't a Wisconsin fan growing up. I always just looked at the big games, really. And like you said, just playing them. And no matter who we play, we was going to go out there and try to get the W.
Did they recruit you at all?
No, sir.
Anything else for the student athletes? We'll let you guys go. Thank you. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach?
John Steppe, Cedar Rapids Gazette. What was going through your mind there as Tyrese was hitting those big threes?
Really proud of the time he puts in every day. He's a tremendous worker. He's got terrific character. He's put a lot into that shot. And for it to show up tonight on the big stage at home for him is really special. So we wanted the ball in his hands late. He stepped up and made shots, big shots, and really fortunate. So excited to coach a great player like that who steps up in the big moment.
TJ, over here. Jeremy Wu, Sports Illustrated. Tyrese being as young as he is, being 18, and being able to kind of come in and lead a team in this moment, like, what does it take for a player sort of over the course of a season, especially as a freshman point guard, to kind of like build that trust up with his teammates to where they kind of are letting him rock out?
Yeah, his trust is built every day through his daily habits, how he works. You see his court demeanor, his body language. He carries himself like a veteran. That's why it surprises everybody that he's only 18. So he earns that every single day by his hard work, by his effort, by his energy. They see him coming early. They see him staying late. They see him playing through adversity. We put the ball in his hands, to start the season, and we trusted him because of his character and his work habits, and his teammates saw those, and they follow. They're easy to follow when you work like he works.
TJ, programs like the one you took over a year ago usually have to wait years for a night like tonight. How were you guys able to get here so quickly?
All the credit goes to the young men in our program for how they've bought into the work habits. We put a pretty demanding schedule in front of them on what we do every single day, what we demand in the classroom, how we demand that they go about doing everything. And they've embraced that. So our confidence has grown throughout the course of the season based on doing simple things on a daily basis each and every day. You don't have the type of turnaround that we have had this season if the young men in your program don't buy in immediately, don't work extremely hard, and don't fight through adversity. And I'm really fortunate as a coach to have such great young men who embody everything you would want in a student athlete.
Jazz only scored 3 points tonight, but can you speak about the impact he made on the game defensively? It seemed like his activity level was even up a notch from what it is other games.
Yeah, I felt like as soon as Jazz came in, we have a term in our program, instant impact, and you could feel that impact immediately. He was flying around. He was getting deflections around the rim. He made plays early. He was keeping rebounds alive and getting rebounds. So many hustle and energy plays. And then defensively, he's really smart. He's always in the right spot. He communicates to his teammates. So he did a terrific job. He had great energy out there. Even though the stats don't jump off the page, his effort and energy was terrific.
TJ, you've touched on this before a little bit, but go over it again. It's more significant now than it ever has been. You're 14-0 against non-conference opponents. What's that say about the Big 12? And how well did the Big 12 prepare you for this stage?
The Big 12 it's the best conference in the country. Top to bottom, every night is a battle. You've got to come. There's never a night off. It's a mental and physical challenge as you get ready to prepare for every game, and then you take that challenge. For our guys, we've had stretches where you could see the adversity. You can see the confidence waver, where it's tested us. We've bent at times, but we've never broke. So I think that really prepares you when you move forward and you're playing outside the conference. When you have that demanding of a schedule in the league, you're just so much more prepared. So fortunate that we play in such a great league. Our guys compete and fight through adversity, and we've done all right, in the games outside of our league.
TJ, I know they only, it's unusual for a team to have a new head coach here in just at this point in the season and just with a few days to prepare for the tournament. Was there anything that you saw that in LSU tonight that was different, even if it's little wrinkles, or was it just exactly what you saw on film?
Yeah, we were coming into this game, all of our energy and attention was focused on what we do and being the best version of ourselves and everyone's best effort. We knew that they're a team that likes to press, and they did that. We know that with Days and Eason, they're terrific isolation players, and they put them in great spots like they do. They were, great on the offensive boards and getting to the foul line. So to me, there wasn't really anything different than what we had seen leading up to the game on film. Felt like that was the type of game we thought it would be, and we knew we were going to have to make enough shots and enough gritty defensive plays to come out with the victory. Proud of our guys for doing that job.
Two more.
Yeah, TJ, you guys were stuck on 50 and 51 for a long time. How did you think you guys would get out of it? And, was it ultimately going to be Tyrese or someone like that was going to deliver?
Well, Tyrese and Isaiah both, Isaiah early in the game got us going, and Tyrese certainly late was doing that job. We don't necessarily, put that job or that responsibility on one person. We've had multiple guys throughout the year step up and hit big shots, whether it's Kelsher, Grill, Kuntz, whoever it is. Tonight happened to be Tyrese's night, and the ball found him. Our guys knew he had the hot hand, and just proud of him that he had the confidence to step up and knock that shot down. So, our team at times goes through spells where we don't score it consistently enough, but our defense carries us forward, keeps us in the game, and then our offense comes around. That's been our equation in most of our big wins, and that was certainly the case here tonight.
Okay, because we have time limitations, we'll take two more. Go ahead. You got the mic.
TJ, Jay Cohen with the Associated Press. You kind of alluded to this, but for someone who hasn't watched you guys for a lot this year, is there something you could trace your defensive mentality to, or the current that kind of powers the effort you guys have on defense?
For me, growing up in Wisconsin, Dick Bennett had a really big impact on me and his son Tony and how they defended. Now, I wasn't fortunate enough to be all that good of a player, so it was my only way to ever find myself onto the court. So for me, that's my background. That's how I approach every day. We believe that the work that we put in defensively, the effort and energy, can propel us to victories. That's more my background, and really proud of our guys because they've embraced that identity. We talk all the time about being who we can be, and that's who we can be. So for me, it's really personal, it's special, and it goes back a lot of years.
Last one.
How important was that sequence from Caleb where he had those couple big plays after kind of a rough start?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, to knock down the shot and then to get that steal and the dunk and transition, those are big energy plays. We knew we were going to have to make a lot of them. And for Caleb, he's a very effort-based player. He cares. He wants to win. And when he gets going, our guys get really excited. As we came to that timeout, the energy was at a high. So proud of Caleb because he stayed the course when things didn't go his way. What an unbelievable life lesson, but paid off for him here tonight.
Coach, thank you. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
A reminder, too, if you have additional interview requests for student athletes, please work with the school SID for that.
I don't know. I haven't seen the text since otherwise.
It
Thank you for joining us. If we could have Coach Nickelberry start with a statement, and then we'll take questions for the student athletes, please.
First of all, I'd like to obviously thank these players and for dealing with a tough week and coming out and fighting the entire game. We had, all I asked them was give us a chance to get a win, and we were in the game until the end. So I know, to the normal person, I said all week it's just basketball, but the distractions were a lot, and these guys still, fought through those distractions, went out, and gave LSU a chance to win tonight. Darius had a great career here, so I know this is going to be turning the page for him. So I like to, like I told him in the locker room, I thank all those guys. I love them, and now we got to turn the page. Iowa State, we talked about their Jimmys and Joes, and there are two guys that had a great game. They had 20. They had a lot. They had a lot of. Hunter had a big second half, had some big shots down the stretch, and that's what good players do. They did a good job of putting them in a position to win. Like I said, it's a two-possession game. We had a chance to win, and unfortunately, the ball didn't bounce our way tonight.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for the student athletes, please.
Darius, how frustrating was tonight with the turnovers and just not being able to hit shots?
Very frustrating. It happens. Not really. It was a kind of a trend for the whole season, but we kind of played through it. Like Coach said, it was a two-possession game. The ball didn't just bounce our way. We fought hard. The guys really fought hard. There's not really too much to say other than that.
Billy Witz with the New York Times. Darius, you talked yesterday about just kind of what the week has been. I guess now that it's over, can you kind of, I don't know, just describe sort of what this last 7-8 days has been like?
Very hectic for sure. Losing the coach, the guys, some of the guys not being here before, even we having Coach Nick coming our head coach, it's just a lot of things that happened this week. And we just fought through it and we stuck together with each other. And, like Coach said, the ball didn't just bounce our way today, but, time will tell. Everybody's had a great career at LSU. It was very fun, playing with these guys throughout the time I was here my senior year, and I wouldn't play with nobody else but them.
Days, what was going through your mind as you were guarding Tyrese on those two big threes? Did you think he would pull up?
Not at all. I just didn't want him to go around me. My guys had my help. It was pretty deep. They was about at the logo, probably past the logo, half court almost. He hit big shots, and it is what it is at this point. Like Coach said, big players make big plays, and down the stretch he made big plays. So he put his team in a position to win, and they put the ball in his hand, and he came through for him.
Darius, you had to play catch up the entire game. Only one lead at that point, 10 turnovers first half. Just talk about how tough that first half was. You couldn't set the tempo, anything like that.
We couldn't really get going. We was just being stagnant. Some of the guys, wasn't moving the ball. Some of the bigs wasn't, doing as the guard said. It was just a lot of things going on that first half, but, it kind of opened up the second half when we started scoring the ball, getting in transition, getting steals. And, just like you said, we was playing catch-up. And, it was just too much in the end when they hit big shots in the end.
Xavier, Jay Cohen with the Associated Press. How much did you feel like your guys' struggle on offense had to do with what you guys were doing, and how much of it did you feel like was on their defense?
Can you ask that again?
How much did you feel like your guys' struggles on offense had to do with the way you were playing, and how much did you feel like it had to do with just how good defense they play?
They play really good defense, but me personally, I feel like I've been terrible since the return. So, I wouldn't say their defense is just me being able to do what I used to do before I got hurt. There's no excuses. You got to come with it or you go home. in this fact, but I mean, I just think that was all on me.
Tyree, Sheldon Nichols, Baton Rouge Advocate. How frustrating was it in the second half? Y'all kind of got it going. You tied the score. They got back up by 10. You came back. And how frustrating was it to not get over the hump? I think after you tied it, you only cut it to one time.
It hurts. It's frustrating, but just got to turn the page, honestly. Ball didn't bounce our way. A couple open shots, we didn't knock down. A couple open shots they knocked down. Basketball's a game of runs, and when they got hot, they stayed hot.
Tari, you guys were talking yesterday just about the LSU versus everybody mentality. I'm wondering, what sort of support did you get within the athletic department? I mean, besides the basketball program, I mean, did Scott Woodward talk to you? Was there any of that went on this week?
Yeah, we had a talk. They basically just said, obviously their support is 100% with us, and they're backing us, and they're rooting for us, where we go in March. And yeah, that was basically it. They just said that we have their utmost, support, and just go out there and win.
Last one for the student athletes.
Say it again. For sure. To know that the university cares about you and has your back is really important, and I think that it was something that we like to see.
They were very supportive. I mean, somebody from the administration called me at least once or twice a day, every day. Find out, just asking simple questions. Was I okay? Was the team okay? Is there anything I can do to help? So I thought they went above and beyond. I mean, to make sure these guys were comfortable in the toughest situation we could be in. I mean, so again, I thank LSU and to give these kids an opportunity to go out and have a chance tonight. Put it all behind us. It's tough, but again, like I said earlier today, us against the world. It's been our motto all year, but this week it was us for LSU, and that's what those guys. I'm proud of them. I told them after the game, I prayed with them because it's going to be some tough, tough sledding for these guys. We prayed as a team. I told them I love them, and this is life. That's what happens when you become an adult. You have to deal with adversity, and these guys are going to be fine. They're resilient. They're going to be fine. I know they appreciate, and I appreciate the support from the president, administration, and everybody. So,
Tari, have you thought about your future at all?
No, I'm really in the moment, to be honest. I haven't really even, at least right now, I'm very just, yeah, my mind's kind of on the game and this team, and yeah, I have no idea what the future holds, but I just know that, I love this team, and I really love LSU and everything that it's done for me.
Let's excuse the student athletes at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
And more questions for Coach, please.
Coach, first half, 10 turnovers, 19 points. Why was it so hard to get going?
I think, it's easy to say that they're on emotions, but, we came out and we had some early turnovers. We had some foul trouble early. I think Efton got 2 and Tari got 2 early. So, I just think our emotions got the best of it. We tried to do a little bit too much, and we turned the ball over. And once we settled down, we were fine. I mean, coaching staff did a great job of calling timeouts, keeping it within a distance for us to try to, catch them in the second half. We were able to tie it up in the second half and cut the turnovers down. But, when you have 19 turnovers and go 4 for 19 from 3, it's tough. When they go, when Tyrese Hunter makes 7 of 11, that's tough. And he hit some big ones down the stretch, so it's tough.
Kevin, You've been pretty good at three-point defense all year. What allowed Hunter to get so wide open? I don't think you've given up 7 to anybody all year.
They, hats off to TJ. They do a great job of moving the basketball and creating situations for us to close out. And Jimmy's and Joe's. I mean, the 3 he made down the stretch were tough. He made, they were deep. And if you asked me before the game if that's the shot we won down the stretch, I'm making a contested shot over a 6'8" kid, I would have said we'll take that. But he made them. Hats off to him. He made some tough shots. We had some open threes ourselves. Unfortunately, they didn't go down. I mean, we had some open shots ourselves, and basketball's like that. Sometimes they go in and sometimes they don't. And tonight, for them, they went in.
We'll take 2 more. They're right here.
Kevin, on the technical in the second half for having too many players on the court, what exactly happened on that? And is that just kind of the thing that happens when you're scrambling as a coaching staff in preparation, that sort of thing?
I don't know what happened, to be honest with you. I went over to the table and asked him why he gave a tech. He said we had too many people on the floor. So I think probably Tari, we subbed somebody in and the wrong person came out and he tried to get back onto the floor. So it's happened before. I've coached for 30 years. It's not the first time I've seen someone get a tech for somebody on the floor. So it's unfortunate. It happens, but we had to do some new rotations tonight with the foul trouble issues we had. Unfortunately, we got in foul trouble again early in the game. So something that's haunted us all year. So
last one,
Kevin. What did you tell the team after the game? And I guess did you say anything about how much of that was what's gone on in the last week?
I just told them I appreciated them. I told them I appreciated them. I loved them. I told the coaches and the support staff and everybody for supporting me and then supporting these young men. And I told them, the life's still in front of them. There's a lot of basketball left in front for a lot of these guys, and I'll do anything in the world I can to help them. And we hugged up as a team and we prayed and we said LSU maybe for the last time for some of us. We said LSU and I always cherish an opportunity to coach at LSU.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Yep.
Hey, Kevin, I know you talked about the support you guys got this week, but what do you anticipate happening, say, starting tomorrow when you get back?
Haven't even thought about it. I mean, make sure these guys are straight and safe in the hotel tonight. We get on that plane tomorrow and we get back to Baton Rouge. And life has a way of working itself out. And I totally believe that, whatever's best for these young men and our staff, it's going to happen. I mean, I haven't thought about it. I put everything I can into this game tonight. So, the adrenaline's still flowing a little bit right now. So that's something we have to deal with tomorrow. I'm sure we'll sit down with the administration sometime over the next couple of days.
All right. Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.